Hi everybody. Right now we're going to work on function composition. So if you want to read through the first little paragraph there, it talks about when we have to do something with more than one function and the order that it needs to go. So in this crazy world, there actually are real life examples. So we're going to start here. A circular garden with a radius of 15 feet. So let's automatically get ourselves out here, a little garden, radius, half the circle from the center to the edge is 15 feet. It's going to be covered with topsoil at a cost of $1.25 per square foot of garden space. Super awesome. So the cost over here, writing this function, is going to be $1.25 times the square feet. Well, where is the square feet coming from? That's going to be our area, because the units on that would be square feet. So I'm going to write area of a circle. Area equals pi r squared. So we're going to put the pi in there and the 15 squared. So you could write 225 pi, but let's be serious. When you're going to go buy topsoil, you're not going to say, excuse me, can I have 225 pi squared feet? That's just not what happens. Instead, multiply through that pi and you end up with 706.858 going on and on and on. We have to get into units then. And what this means, if they're talking about the square feet, if I only get 706 square feet, then I'm not going to have enough, so I have to go up to 707. So then, using my answer in part A, calculate how much this is going to cost. So $1.25 times 707, that's going to get me a total cost of $883.75. That's going to be a really nice garden. Okay, here we go. So looking at it, we're going to start with the input of x, and then it's going to go into the function f, and then it's going to go into g, and that will come out with our y. So as we look at these different functions, you want to look at the inside of them, that's going to happen first, and then that value will be placed into the next one. So starting here, we have one column for me to do and one column for you to do. G of f of 2 means that I'm first going to be dealing with the function f. F of x right here is x squared minus 5. So you're going to say, okay, f of 2 is going to be 2 squared minus 5. So I've got 4 minus 5 is going to be negative 1. That is our f of 2 value. So you could rewrite f of 2 as negative 1. And then you're going to plug that negative 2 into the g function. So g of negative 1 is going to be 2 times negative 1 plus 3. So negative 2 plus 3 is a result of positive 1. So you can write right there, g of f of 2 is 1. All right, let's go do another one together. We're going to do c. We're going to do f of negative 1, which means I'm going to take the value and plug it into the function f, and then plug that new value into the function f. So f of negative 1 squared minus 5. Now remember, the negative 1 is a value, okay? When your calculator sees negative 1, you have to teach it that negative 1 needs those parentheses, okay? So you're going to plug the negative 1 in with the parentheses, and you're going to end up with positive 1 minus the 5, and that's going to get you negative 4, okay? Then you're going to plug that negative, so f of negative 1 equaled negative 4. So f of negative 4, now plugging in the second time. Remember, we've got a negative squared. So keep that in mind. You're going to have 16 minus 5 is going to bring me down to 11. So f of negative 1 is 11. Now you're going to do the second two, b and d, and you'll show me that in class, okay? So take a second, pause the video. Great job. Let's move on. Now we've got pictures. Who doesn't love a good picture? So we've got the two graphs here. And if the graphs stress you out, go ahead and make a table of them. That might make your life easier. Here we go. We've got x and y. Well, we'll call it x and f of x. And I can just go along the values I've got on the dots here. So negative 1, 2, 3. Negative 4 is 0. Negative 2 is 1. 0, 2, 2, 3, and 3, 4. Over here, g of x. We're going to start right down here at negative 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Negative 5. 0, 0. Great. 1, 1, 2, 3. 2 over. 1, 2, 3, 4 up. And then, hopefully it's going to start to match now. Life is going to be good. 1, 2, 3 over. And that's going to be 1, 2, 3 up. There we go. Beautiful. We had a turning point. 4, 0. 5, negative 5. So now that's just another way to look at it. It might be more visually pleasing to you. So let's do a couple and you'll do a couple. All right. G of f of 2. That means we're starting here in the world of f. So come over here, looking at this beautiful graph. You can't see what I'm looking at. There you go. Looking at that graph right there. Okay. And so you can either see it graphically, come over to the x value of 2 and see that that goes up to 3, or read right off your graph that the x value is 2, the y value is 3. So f of 2 is 3, and then g of 3, come right over yonder. Now we're looking at the g graph. G of 3 is 3. So your answer right here is 3. Okay, looking at B, just, what's that? What's going on? It looks like it says fog, just to mess with you. I swear it's not. It's just a different symbol right here. Still means composition, and the one that's closer to the number is still the one that we're going to use first. Okay, so this one says start with G of 0. So G of 0 right there is 0. I'll use a different color. G of 0 is 0. Then I'm going to bring that 0 and find f of 0 is 2. Again, you can see it right here graphically or from the table. All right, one more. We've got the same setup now of the function being the same, just being used more than once. So g of 1, we're only going to be using the g graph. G of 1, use your table. G of 1 is 3. Now you're going to find g of 3. G of 3. G of 3 is 3. All right, there is a whole nother row of fun for you. You're welcome. Please enjoy those. Great job. We'll be checking those in class. Okay, and now we have wonderful word problems. Word problems are scary to a lot of us, but we're just going to accept them and learn to love them. First thing you want to do, skim through it. Patience, heart rate, things going on. All right, you get a little bit closer in there, and you can see this one is really not actually going to be that stressful. Here's my function h. I'll put it in a different color. Here's my function g. They would like to know h of g of 4. Okay, they tell us beats per minute. That's great. Sometimes they won't tell us that. And again, we always want to look for what they want, the nearest whole number, okay? So starting, I know the inside function is g here, so I will do g of 4 is going to be 300 times 0.8 to the 4. Okay. Typing that in. And you're going to end up with 122.88. Now I know the answer, the question says make sure you leave it into the nearest whole number. Don't stop midway. Use the whole decimal now. Plug this value you found for g of 4 into h. So h of 122.88. And that's going to do 70 plus 0.2 times that value of x, 122.88. Let's type that in. 70 plus 0.2 times 122.88, bing bong boom. And we end up with h of g of 4 is 94.576. But they said nearest whole number. So I always write the decimal my calculator gave me and then look to round it. So 5 is going to tell me to round up. So we're going to say h of g of 4 is equal to 95 beats per minute. Okay? There's one more example for you to try. Go ahead, give it your best shot, and we'll look at that tomorrow. Have a great night, and I will see you in the AM.